What's up, guys? I never know when this video starts going live. I can tell. What's up? Howdy. I can see people jumping on. Great. So, hope everybody's been doing great. Having a really great day. Man, we are jamming, jamming, jamming. Where's the coffee? Matter of fact, it's right here. Woo! We don't have no lunch though, and coffee. It's really crazy because I try to do this stuff on a regular basis, like come on at 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, but then a phone call happens. Somebody's got a problem. You're trying to help somebody. It's tired. I know. I see Tyler. I seen Tyler Killer in. All you do is spend time here in E-Carrier, Jack. Do you ever do any driving anymore? You know what I mean? But, I wanted to come on at lunch and I wanted to discuss a little bit of topics. And if you guys don't know me, dude, people have so many problems right now. It's business plans, people coming in, different things at all. Just a lot going on. Always driving. Yep. I need some Jack Daniels in my coffee this morning. Man, I'd take some Jack Daniels in my coffee. Hope everybody is having a really good week so far. We just come off the holidays with summertime. Everything's supposed to be jamming. I know over at Shaggy's Compliance and Safety, man, we are just like helping carriers with IFTA, compliance, monitoring. We're setting up authorities. We're just doing everything. We're fixing problems that other people have done. It's a lot going on. And then the boys are trying to move freight. We got flatbed freight going right now. We're working on dry van freight. We got 3 customers we're bidding, Justin and William and Dan and Isaiah. And a couple others have came in, and they're just blasting it out. And, man, I'm using e-carrier check right now, sending out messages to carriers. There's so many of them that have bad safety scores. But and if you guys need any help with any of this, man, set up a 1, 2, 3 hour consulting and let's review your company. Let's go over stuff. Let's talk about the process, eliminating quitting, building routes, networking, what you're having trouble with. Just about anything we can help you with, and we'll do it right here virtually in that room over there where we have our team working. They're all in there working. Look, there's 9 of them in there jamming right now. They're all right there jamming it out. We got clients in the front room. I'm in the middle room. Don and them are in the second room. We got Dan and Isaiah in the room, Justin and William. And, man, and we got other people coming in, and we're all jamming for this group right now, like working like crazy. If you guys like the content, share. If you guys like to ask questions, ask questions. And I'm going to start doing what Dan says and do more P&P, product. I'm going to try to stick to topics under 30 minutes and just get focused on questions. I'm going to come on Friday and talk about if you're going to be able to pass an audit and why carriers wait to the last minute to be proactive. So that's going to be Friday in the morning, hopefully. Today I want to talk about dispatching services. And I have 3 topics. One is, do you do the dispatching yourself, or should you do dispatching service in your venture or what you're doing right now? And then how does a dispatching service, if you're a dispatching service, do you want to work with 30 different carriers, or are you doing 1 or 2 carriers and build them to 5 to 10 trucks or more and build your company off those carriers? And then the third part is, when does customers or brokerage come into the aspect of dispatching? Those are my topics for the day. Number 1 is, do you use a dispatching? Do you do it yourself? Or do you use a dispatching service? What is the estimate of it? Why does everybody think a dispatching service can do more for you than you can do yourself? I mean, if you have a business plan and you're growing your trucking company, you're adding on owner operators, how does a dispatcher that just books loads know that? Hey, numbnuts here. Love you, Shaggy. Hey, I love you too, man. I like everybody. Thanks for watching. Please share. And don't forget to catch Frank's show. I can never make it tonight. I love Frank to death. He's always on Tuesday nights, and he sells trucks like crazy. Check out Frank Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern. We love Frank. He's the man. All right, so it's just I don't have time to commit to that unless I'm here at work during the day because I do Taekwondo at night. So the question first is, do we do dispatching ourselves as a new authority or established authority? Or do we use a dispatching service? And why would we? What is the reasons for it? I'm going to do my own. I was the service a couple of times and done it both ways. The headaches were worse the more trucks they had. That's a good question. That is the more trucks we had. Do you like what is the mentality? Like we're not going to go into that yet. We're still on the topic dispatching yourself or dispatching service. I want to know from you guys. Why would you allow a dispatching service to run your company if you're going to grow and be more than one truck? Or why would you not do it yourself and build the product so you could get out of the truck and be able to add on trucks and control your product? Which way's best? Is it to use a dispatching service or to do it yourself? Why wouldn't you do it yourself? Why wouldn't you build the network and build the relationships so you can actually control who you're working for and put yourself in front? Or if you're a one truck person, you have no wife at home to help you, no family, and you just jumped in and now you figured out it's too late and you need a dispatching service, that could be an important reason, right? Right? Is it, do you use a dispatching service because you believe no one will use you in your first 90 days on the load board? Do you use the dispatching service because they have a better network than you? You don't want to build one? What is the reason? The second question I have for you that we could jump ahead in part number two is why do we outsource something we should do yourself? Do it yourself, but finding the time to do it efficiently. That's a good question. So if you do it yourself instead of a dispatching service, because the next question we have goes into if you're a dispatching service, would you want to run one truck and turn them to 10, or two trucking companies to 5, or 3 trucking companies to 5? Or would you rather start up 30 new carriers all the time? Always get a new one that lives somewhere different, always in a different place, never where you need them, and it's always a different product, whether it's hot shot, straight truck, box truck, power only, or whatever. Would you want to dispatch more than one truck where you always have a different personality, they all have different problems, different debts? Or would you build a product, local, dedicated, and when you dispatch 30 trucks, more than likely you're freight chasing, just so you know? Because it's hard to have 30 different carriers that are physically located where your product is. You know what I mean? So would you dispatch 30 different carriers for a percentage running all over the place? Or would you build a local dedicated regional lane, take that product, and then sell it to people that live in that area that can't do it themselves, and then help them grow? What would you do? So if you're a dispatcher, number one, would you dispatch service? Would you charge a percentage, try to use every loophole you can to bring in guys, sell the best rates and do tons of packets and then call them and hope they take a load? Or would you take 2 or 3 carriers that want to grow and become their pieces they're missing, build a product off what they're doing, and then grow their trucking company with them and make sure that you could cover your fee and their cost of operations so they stay in business? Or are you going to do it the other way? So we got a question down here. It says, I can't see everybody's name, so I apologize because the software doesn't show it. It just says Facebook user to me. So we got, you can't trust that a dispatch service cares about your business as much as you do. And that's the big problem. I agree 100%. It's not that a dispatching service won't work hard. It's not that they're not trying to feed their family like yours. The problem is when things go wrong, it's not their problem no more. And no one can lie. So that goes back to the free-for-all style. If I'm dispatching you as a client where we're running home weekends, the Midwest, and we're using the same brokers all the time to make that 5 to 7 or 7 to 8 or whatever the numbers we need to make, then that's kind of different about if they care about you or not, because they're actually doing a product. And then it goes to the next question. When does owning a brokerage go into play with dispatching? with your trucking side or your dispatching service. Because eventually you got to figure out controlling the freight, controlling the trucks is best, because most people that are using a dispatching service, if they knew what they were doing, they wouldn't be using you. So what do you guys got? What questions? Like, we're talking about dispatching service, whether you should use them or whether you should not. Do they really benefit in your plan or do they not? And if you're a dispatching service, have you found out freight chasing sucks yet, and you really need to build a product, a local, dedicated, regional, and then once you have that product, you take that and sell it to carriers and keep adding to it so you can work 8 to 5, 9 to 5 like they promised, to be off on weekends, and you don't have to take a pacifier and pull it out of their mouth every 20 minutes? And it's still the third question. And then when does the brokerage come into play for a dispatching service or a carrier that's doing his own dispatching? Does it come into play when you have more than one truck? Does it come into play whenever you have more than one carrier you're dispatching? TK, we got a question. Let's see what it says here. Keep them coming, guys. Ask a lot of questions, because all I'm doing is talking about these three topics. Number one, dispatching yourself or dispatching service. Why should you do it or not? Number two, if you were a dispatching service, would you dispatch two smaller trucking companies that want to grow and keep them and build a product with them and then learn what to do with it? Or are you just going to be one of those fly-by-night guys where everybody's sharing the same load boards, calling the same brokers, run 30 different carriers? You don't care if it's a box truck, hot shot, straight truck, semi-truck, hot, whatever, and you'll book it all. You don't care. Just give me a percentage when I book the load and let's keep working. You know, where you have like 80 people on your list, but you only book loads for like 5, but you're trying to email them all, that kind of stuff. And then are you going to build a local, dedicated, regional lane and learn how to service customers and brokers with your clients? Or are you going to use a bunch of emails that come in, freight lists, say you have these loads and always chase the spot market, have drivers that go out of business, all that good stuff? Number three, and then the last part, when does a brokerage come into play? So 4 things. Oh, it should be 4. Number one, dispatching or dispatching service. We're asking questions. Would you dispatch two trucks companies and grow them? Or would you take 30 different trucks and constantly put on new people all the time? Because you have that mentality. Well, if I lose 2, I got 28 more. But how do you control them when you're freight chasing? Just a question. You know what I'm saying? I agree with TK, but I wouldn't want to even pay someone to do that. I get it. I get it 100%. I don't blame you, right? I get it. Tire killer. I get it. You don't want to pay nobody. You want to be able to do it yourself, and a lot of people don't. So that's why we change our product and go work with people, because it's more convenient. Hey, I get it. One truck authority. So back to the first thing: dispatching or dispatching service, and why. Write down why. Why would you not do it yourself? I want to know like 5 reasons why you open a trucking company and you should have a plan, but you're not dispatching yourself. Tell me 5 reasons why you're not. Or give me 3. Then tell me 3 reasons why you would give the liability of your company to somebody that lives in it somewhere that you don't even know, that tells you they so or so can do the job, and give them the responsibility to pay your bills. Number 2, if you were a dispatching service, number 2 question, are you going to freight chase and charge a percentage, or charge a flat fee, build a product, understand the cost, and build a local dedicated rate and add carriers to that, or grow the companies you have? Freight chasing or product building, relationships. And then the third part, when does a broker or customers come into play? When does making that second call? How can you make a second call when you're freight chasing? You're never in the same place twice, and half your mentality is today and tomorrow. Do you know how to see the problems? And if you see the problems as a dispatcher, would you know what to do with them? And if you got the customer, are you set up to cover it? 1, laziness. 2, lack of knowledge. 3, fear. 4, they don't think they're saving time. Yep. And why? Then what did you? Why did you start a trucking company then? Why did you leave the place you're an owner, operator, or company driver then? Because I swear, what they did, what laziness, lack of knowledge, fear, and the things that saving time are some of the problems that you had why you got your authority. Because they don't keep you busy, you can't do what you want, they don't pre-plan you, they always leave you hanging, the dispatchers don't listen, and you wanted to do your own thing. I remember that. But you were always trying to build your product and network too. Remember? We're not on YouTube. We are on YouTube actually. We're on Shaggy's YouTube channel right now, I think. So, yes, sir. You know, it's hard, right, Tire Killer, to be able to take that one hat off and give away stuff to take and change, and to sit in the office and fucking book loads and promise guys stuff, build routes, constantly do it, answer the phone calls, sleep. Is that why we bring on dispatching services? Do we not? Why don't we hire our family and train them? And so, next thing, why would a dispatch service want to have the process of always charging a percentage of 5 to 10% or 3 to 10%? Everybody's doing it better than the rest. And why would they want to do that freight chasing mentality where you're always fighting over chicken scraps on FMCSA and e-carrier check and places like that? Why would you want that style? Why wouldn't you want to build the product, build the relationships, and then make post off averages that you can actually do that are dictated by relationships and not the spot market? I'll leave that one out there for a minute. Goes back to lazy, lack of knowledge, fear, and they don't think they're saving time because it's easier to just jump on the board and take $1.50 a mile. You taught me. We got what we got on here. You taught me. Michael Collier is in the house, and he's just almost $4,000 away from paying off his truck, and then he has to spend the rest of the year paying off maintenance, hoping to God he doesn't get any more. He's on track though, doing what he can do to get to where he's at. You taught me that dispatching services are a sustainable business model. It is a sustainable business model. Right now, you got a million dispatching services fighting over 250 new authorities that came in today, and half those guys won't get insurance. What a monotony! Because you can't sell freight chasing as a dispatcher to carriers that are established. The only ones that are established carriers with volume to them, like size. Those guys have already fucked it up. That's why they're actually dumb enough to look for a dispatching service to do it, because they didn't do it right in the first place and they grew in a market that wasn't real. So we're back to building a product and understanding why customers are so important in relationships and getting guys that fit those products. When does a brokerage or customers come into play in a trucking company or a dispatching service? I tried to service for 1 week before I realized they were doing what I was already doing. It is the same thing. It doesn't mean they're bad people, Susie and all them. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It's the problem is they have their agenda, you have yours, and their agenda is never always going to be with yours unless they build the product and they sell you on the product and they back it up. But most people don't do that because, one, it takes time to build the product. Two, you have to get the trucks. And how do you get, if you don't have trucks, how can you build the product? It's so confusing. I'm so confused. What we got going on here? So it says YouTube is good if you got the right content creator. I wish I could find a doctor on there that could do better job than the one I've got. Prayers needed. Not getting much better. It sucks. And we will pray for you like crazy. I will pray for you every day, I promise. We all need prayers, man. In this world, we need it all day long, every day, because we can use some inspiration and faith to be proactive in this business. And it's hard because we're all in a cave. You know what I mean? So the topics today, I'm always open for everything, but I'm trying to stay in a matter of minute time. I got like 15 minutes left. And is it whether you're a dispatching service or dispatch yourself? I want to know why. Why would you give it up? Why would you give control? If it's fear, laziness, and all that other stuff, then why did you jump in and get your authority if you have fear? Brokerages and dispatching, when combined with a carrier authority, can be beneficial when done right. It comes back to knowledge. You had to teach me how to do that right. I get it. It's crazy because you never even think about it. Like, when should a trucking company dispatch you? How many brokers are going to call you and tell you they're bidding freight, they're quoting loads, they're working on a new contract, and they're asking you for the rates, but because you don't know what to do with the customer, if you got it, you don't go after it. That's the question, right? And if you guys get a chance, share the videos, like the page. Hope you love the content. I'm trying to stick on track. No squirrels today. We're doing 4 topics. We're sticking to those topics. And next week I'll come on with some more. Friday. I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the morning. Try Mondays and Wednesdays. I don't want to do too many because it gets overwhelming. But I love coming on and trying to give you guys a vision and wake you up. So dispatching services, you want to know why you're having trouble getting clients? It's because you're selling your product one way. Freight chasing. Just because you got a bunch of broker emails doesn't mean you have a product. And we could get into a whole show about that too, like understanding cost, the questions, the process of onboarding, how to find the right clients, how to go to eCarrier Check and find clients that need people that are established, that aren't fly-by-nights, and how you're going to proceed with calling them to get them to work with you, because it's crazy the way these people are teaching people how to make phone calls and call carriers and be like, yo, man, I saw you're on FOMCSA or you guys are on eCarrier Check and you guys got 2 trucks and I was calling to see how your freight's working. Do you guys need any help with that? You know, like, we have a ton of network of brokers if you're and stuff feeding us freight every day. We'd love to help you out if you needed it. Can we get you onboarded in our system and we'll send you loads that we're getting from brokers you already are? And if you take one, I don't mind. That's brokering. 100%. And you're not getting anywhere with that because they don't care. That's why you're not getting any clients. What you need to do is find these carriers are set up that are using broker boards and build dedicated regional and lanes of product in their area and call them and ask them if they'd like round trip freight. Are they doing it now? Do their guys get home on weekends? Are you looking for consistency? Is anybody selling your carrier to these people, or are you just chasing freight? You know, what kind of carrier are you? Are you guys a local dedicated type person? Is that what you're looking for in volume? Or are you guys run all over the place? You know, eCarrier Check shows you this by the patterns that they have in their maps. It's kind of cool. So this is more a dispatching service thing. So we use dispatching or dispatching. Are you going to work with one carrier? Or are you going to add owner operators? Be the company? Are you guys going to do freight chasing or build a product, build relationships, local, dedicated, regional? And when does a customer or a brokerage come into play? What's Tire Killer say now? I get hundreds of calls from dispatchers, no brokers. You know what's funny? I get hundreds of calls from dispatchers too. I don't get any carriers calling to ask our brokerage. Like, answer the phone, dude. I don't get any carriers calling and asking our brokerage if we would sell for them. They don't. We sit right here in this room and our MC numbers all over the place. It's almost a year old. We're getting on to a year. We're moving freight. I don't see any networking. Like Jared and Nate go on the e-carrier check all the time and say there's 7 million carriers and 80,000 brokers, and they're all listed here in alphabetical order. Call them, get them to sell for you, tell them what you need and what you want, and learn the difference between a piece of shit broker that throws the freight on the board, a broker that doesn't care, that's a network broker that sends emails, has a load board, and they have a lot of volume, and the difference between a relationship broker that needs to feed you because their freight never hits the load board. Or do you just sell anybody that pays you? Who cares? Because the way it looks on Facebook, it's the exact opposite. You know what I mean? I get it. Networking is a whole other topic, and I don't understand why people don't do it. I don't get it. You guys, everybody calls network. Well, I call ahead on a few loads on the load board when they're on the search section. It's like, that's not networking. Posting with, searching with direction, and building email campaigns is selling your product even ahead of time before you even need the freight in specific areas is building a product and finding good freight. But if you do that, it's the third part. When does customers and a brokerage come into dispatching and trucking companies dispatching to be able to service the customers and get away from load boards? You're never going to get away. You're always going to have some brokers you're working with for backhauls or to get you back to your customer unless the customer pays so good you can dead it. So you're always going to need those relationships. How will you find them if you're not networking? Think about it, right? Like I'm not getting off track. I'm still talking about the middle part where are you going to do freight chasing or build routes, lanes, and sell that? I mean, because you're as a dispatcher, you're really a broker. You're just doing it flat fee or percentage or both. So as a dispatcher, why would you not build a product? Why would you not service a client and grow a trucking company? And why would you not learn what to do with the freight with your assets and how to make more money? Why wouldn't you diversify into different parts? Why would you just be a freight chasing dispatcher? As a carrier dispatching, why would you, when you add the second or third truck, why would you not pay $900 to $1,200 for a bond, put it on ice, let it go through the 21 days, and have it there so you can be bigger than you are and do other things? No one said you had to broker thousands of loads. Use it to leverage your trucking company. Let's see here. We got Facebook user. I think some of that comes down to the size of the carrier. A one truck authority could use a broker authority with the dispatching, but not as much as a 10 truck authority could. Dude, some of your biggest brokers out there, guys, only have one truck. One truck. And they only use it because the customers have a policy that they have to have an asset side. That's it. It's the craziest stuff I've ever seen. I was trying to build lanes of the boards, but just wasn't getting anywhere. Why is that? What lanes did you pick? Did you put exactly what you wanted? Down to the weight? Did you tell everybody? How did you refresh it 8, 4, noon, and 8 every day? How many posts did you put out there to build it? Even when you found a lane and you started running it, did you keep building it all day or did you just stop and go? Then if you were building it, show me your networking spreadsheet and your relationship spreadsheet where they offered volume and how many people you put on it and added it, and show me your email campaign that you're constantly sending out to your relationship people. And on the networking side, show me your spreadsheet of customers that you're going to go after that brokers have called you about and told you the things you need that you couldn't find on LinkedIn, Thomas Denver, Craig Blue Book, Duns and Bradstreet, ZooInfo.com, and eCarrierJack. Nothing was consistent, but then again, either way, I get it. Yeah, I get it. And it's hard to do it when you're still trying to pay your bills and run. And to be able to actually communicate enough to commit to get past the point. We get busy, we get tied up, we hurry up the calls, we don't ask the right questions, we don't practice it. I get it. Like in a call when you're networking, how many times as a dispatcher, whenever you're building lanes for the customers and a broker calls you, do you ask more than the 5 5s? When it picks up, when it delivers, what the weight is to commodity, and then how much does it pay? When do you ask, do you have volume? Is this the only lane you have? Are you guys the only broker? Do you guys have carriers? Is this high value load? Well, I have to sit there and wait for 15 guys to load. Can I deliver it the same day? You know what I mean? And then all these other questions that are in there, you're like, why would I ask that stuff? All I need is the load. Just you buy them books and buy them books, and then all they do is rip the covers off of them, burn the pages, or whatever that saying is. You know what I mean? Burn the pages, read the cover. I don't know, but I get it. Time management, what you're doing, I get it. It's hard. Most people I train, I teach them about the networking and making calls and how to post to a direction, and they get to the second stage of the first 3 training sessions, and then they get to the part where people are calling you, and we get busy, our truck breaks down, people call, I get a load, it's not this, I don't want that, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, it's totally difficult because you got to take time and set it down, and it's like you can only go and put notes in there so many times. You know what I mean? Like if you're driving, hold on, let me get your name and phone. Can I call you back when I stop? Are you available after 5? You know what I mean? Because I'm driving right now, and I'm not taking a 30-minute break for a little while. But can I? Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's the problem. That's what I was getting to say. That's what wives are for. That's what kids are for. That's what daughters are for. That's what that lost homeless relative's for that doesn't have nothing better to do. Bring them in. Train them. It's all in the business plan. Remember the first 5? Well, we're not getting into that right now. We're getting off track with questions. So think about your business. Dispatch yourself or use a dispatching service. If you are a dispatching service, would your plan be set up to take 2-3 trucking companies, turn them into 5 to 10? Or would you want to run 30 different trucking companies so you don't have all your eggs in one basket and you're starting people over all the time? It's new brokers setting up. There's nothing regular. It's always something new problems, new people, new things to learn. It's exciting and fun. My company will benefit them too. They may as well help. They may as well help it grow. Obviously, right? So are you going to be the dispatching that helps it grow, or are you going to be the dispatching that freight chases as a dispatcher for your own company, or a dispatching for a dispatch service? Are you going to take the time to build a product and keep building it and set up campaigns and network and tell people 30 to 60 days out what you want? And then when does a brokerage and customers come into play? First, we have to understand that. Then we get into the dispatching and the topics of how to build the products, where do we build it, different stages of how it goes. And then you get to the compliance part, right? Hiring, recruiting, orientation. Why do we have such a sucky hiring process, but we have the best freight when we still can't keep drivers? Or why do we have the best hiring process, but the freight sucks and we still can't keep drivers? How do we split it down the middle and be consistent? How do we? That's coming up either Monday or Friday. We're going to be doing that in the next video. Will you pass an audit or not? And so but I just wanted to come on and talk. I like that. Friends don't let friends chase freight. And then you tell your friends to get off load boards, start posting network, go get out, talk to customers, go direct, and all that stuff, and we still don't want to do it. We still don't listen. We still don't do the networking. We just sit there in our groove and our glump and our slump and be depressed about it. You don't have to be, guys. You got my team over at Shaggy's Consulting and Training Group, Shaggy's Solutions, Compliance and Safety, Shaggy's Logistics and Associates, Shaggy's Consulting and Training, and Shaggy's SLA Dispatch with Don. Man, you can't get a better one-stop shop with Cornerstone Insurance, Thunder Funding, E-Carrier Check, and Harbor Capital doing the financing for all these guys, man. You can't get ahead of the game without having a team and having hats. You can't wear all 5 hats. It's impossible. And you're trying to juggle it all as a 1 to 25 truck company, and you need to be better prepared to have a team. If you don't have a team, give us a call. Talk to us. My phone number is on the bottom of the screen. It's my personal cell phone. Book a one-on-one with me. If you like anything in my video or it pertains to you, tell a friend. Talk to somebody. If you're in a conversation where somebody's having a hard time, give them our network. We'll do a go-to meeting with them right there. We'll bring them in a team, and we'll help them. If you're a broker out there that hasn't even seen what it's like to move a customer, or if you're somebody out there that's really good at freight sales, but you need a brokerage to work with and all you want to do is freight sales, give us a call. If there's so many opportunities out here. Refer people for compliance. We can help them. We have onboarding. So many different things going on. Guys, we are here for you. We are your team. You have problems. Tell us what your problems are, and we will help you do it with all our years' experience and all our people that we help. And even our past carriers and students are even in here to give you advice like Tire Killer. They're all here. Everybody. We have such a big team, and we're always here for you guys. So if you need compliance, insurance, equipment financing, you need consulting, you want to sit down and just talk and go over things, stuff's frustrating, just give us a call. Pick up the phone. No one's stopping you. It's not going to hurt you. It's free. Call us. We'll talk about it. Then we'll set up time and we'll move forward. Let's evaluate your situation and fix it. So if you're a dispatching service that's been doing freight chasing and you're tired of what you've been doing, let's talk. If you're a carrier starting or already been using a dispatching and you want to dispatch yourself and you don't want to freight chase, you want to build a network and do it, then let's talk. This is important. Building products that you can sell to other people to grow your company, not freight chasing. Let's see, we got, I'm a past student. I will verify everything Shaggy says. Man, you're the bomb. I appreciate it. The problem isn't my information. The problem is, will you do the work? Are you going to do the work? I mean, if you need help making calls and hear me joke, let's do it. You need help calling customers and let's talk and I'll do them for you? Let's do it. You need me to help you do interviews with recruiting clients? Let's talk. You need to talk compliance, IFTA, safety, drug testing, consortium, how to add on, build lease agreements, grow your company, flip your trucks that are a pain in the ass, how to recruit them, the ads, the hiring process, walk you through it, why yours sucks, why your safety course sucks, evaluations, getting data queues off. I mean, doing an audit coming up, on-site audit. We got Betty that goes out and does everything. I mean, we have a huge team. This is what we're here for. Stop letting I know you need it because you're talking to the wrong people and people are not giving you information and agendas are all messed up because everybody's starving. I get it. We've been here for 13 years now. Not one, not three. The first people I consulted was in 2009. First guy I dispatched was in 2009. I've built my trucking company twice to over 20 some odd trucks and maintained those trucks for over 3 years straight. What we got here going on? The team is excellent. They are my friends since 2017, but you can't lead a horse to water, but you can make that horse drink. Got it, guys. You got it. That's the truth. All right. So I've been on here 38 minutes. If you guys have any questions for me, how to get a hold of me, what you guys need, our services or products, hit it up. I'll give you about 2-3 more minutes. Hit me up with questions. What do you want to know? What we got going on? What we can help you with? I'm open table. Fire away. What are you guys doing this week? What are you guys doing to help your business? We'll leave this to question round. So I stayed to the 4 topics. I didn't get off of them. Kind of repeated them 4 times, 5 times. That happens. No questions? About the compliance, safety, IFTA, drug testing, hiring, dispatching service, dispatching, how to do it better, build a product. Anyways, guys, peace. Love you guys a lot. You guys are great. Please keep sharing, telling people about us, spreading the word. People have come and gone, but my company has stayed right here. Training. And whether people are here or gone, they've left and did their own business, we don't care. I wish them all the best of luck. No hard feelings. Hope they grow their businesses. Hope they do great. Hope they do great. I'm not mad. Everybody has an agenda. Everybody does their thing. I get it. Jason Stanley. What's up, brother? Nice to see you. Just signed a $2.6 million contract because we went after the customer. You have to chase the customer, not the freight. Yep. Tell him, Jason. Got to get to the man, get the thing. Otherwise, otherwise, it's not going to work. It's about building $2.6 million. Good job, Jason. We just picked up 3 this week. They're in there hustling like crazy. Just get huge so in a year when I get my authority, I'll be ready for you. Keep it working, man. You and Nicholas Torres are following the steps and rocking it out. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm proud of all my guys. I'm proud of Myra. I'm proud of all my team. Man, we got Ellie, Kathy, me, Don, Steven with Redeemed. We got Dan and Isaiah, and Justin, William, Terry Brown's coming in to join. You got Christina that pops in every now and then. She's trying to help while they're building their trucking company. You got Alejandro. I mean, we're packing up a powerhouse. We're going to light the fuse and blow this roof off this fucking place. You know what I mean? Because it's all about you guys. It's about making you successful. It's not selling products. I got to go. My timer just went off. Guys, be good. We'll talk more. If you need us, call us. Book appointments. We have consulting 101. Guys, stop hesitating. Schedule a couple hours. It's a write-off. Let's discuss what you need. Let's discuss what you're doing. Let's discuss what you're doing wrong. And if I can't help you, I know somebody can. Peace out. Goodbye. Later.